is going to be part 5 of the Towns Bowie build-off, and I've started on making my handle for my Bowie knife. And this is a piece of aspen burl that has been inlaid with like a mauve epoxy. This came from Bobby Shields over at Dogbone Knives, and I've already taken the liberty to trim down past all the excess epoxy and squeeze out to get the usable piece that I'm going to use. I've already center lined everything and marked it, and now we're getting ready to line up everything on the drill press, and we're going to start drilling the first hole. I've already taken time and squared up the drill with the table and with the vise, so everything has been squared up. So hopefully when I drill, it goes straight down and it doesn't go at an angle. To cause any kind of problem. So I'm going to go ahead and get this viced up, and we're going to drill our first hole. I have some lines here, and this is the tang, shape of the tang right here. There's going to be the shape of the tang, these two curved lines, and these are the two drill lines that I hope to hit, and hopefully just leave just enough, small enough bridging in there where I can knock it out with the drill bit by doing the wiggle trick, and then we'll get it over to some files and get it fitted to the tang. So that's the plan. I'm hoping when I drill here and here, everything kind of lines up in the middle and I'll be good to go. But this is the piece we're starting with. And yep, let's go ahead and get it lined up and get to drilling. Alright, so I think I have everything squared up, and I have a mark on the back here, and it's not in the center, but it is where the tang is going to come out, because my tang is kind of curved, and of course when I shape the handle, it's going to hopefully go along with that curve. So, but when I drill this it's going to be in a straight line, and I'm going to follow this straight line right here, hopefully. So the biggest thing is when it come out near the other side, it needs to be still in the center and not off to the side, because that'll throw everything out of whack. Let's go ahead and drill it. Alright, so the one thing that kind of made me happy was when I was drilling and I was pretty down far in the center. I was seeing the drill bit roll some epoxy out, and that tells me that there's some epoxy in the center of this thing, which should make a nice, interesting handle. We're not gonna sand past all the epoxy and just be left with the aspen. So let's see if I can get lucky and catch that same hole. We'll see how it goes. Alright, I did not get lucky, no big deal. So now we're going to adjust the work and come in at another angle. Much is lining my mark up with the drill bit. Kind of using the drill bit as a guide. up and see what happens. Alright, so that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. My piece of junk drill press has so much run out that if you're not drilling a completely separate hole, it will not stay next to a hole. So I'm just going to have to sit here and work with this thing. Alright, so the most important thing is the hole in the back is in line with the slot in the front. So now it's just a matter of getting this cleaned out. If I come in this way and it wants to pop out over here in the back, that's a problem. But it looks like everything was lined up correctly and we are pretty much in good shape. So now I can just go ahead and work this in that drill bit a little bit, kind of open this up a little bit more, and then we're going to be over there using files. So hold on. Alright, so pretty much the goal now is to just get the tang through the handle, and if the hole is much bigger than it needs to be, that's really not a problem because I'm going to bed this in epoxy anyway, so it'll be a exact fit after I bed it in the epoxy. So I'm going to go ahead and work with it using this drywall saw. I modified it some, I thinned it down on the back, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and work with this for a little bit. And I'll start to slide the tang in and out until I can get it all the way through. So that's all this is going to be. There's the rectangle hole in the front, and this is the hole where the threads are going to stick through. So we will work with this and bring you back shortly. Alright, so I got the knife, and worst part about this style knife is I have to continue to fool with the blade while I fit this handle, and I run the risk of scratching it. So I got it wrapped up in a little bit of a cardboard case wrapped in masking tape, but so I got to be careful how much I actually move this thing around and pull on it, because I don't want to scratch the finish that I just spent an entire week getting to. So the last thing I want to do is go back to sanding, etching, and polishing. But if I get a scratch in it, that's what I'm going to have to do. But anyways, mission accomplished. We have the tang through the handle. Now what we're going to do is with the knife tang and some epoxy and some grease, I'm going to bed this onto the tang with some epoxy, and before the epoxy fully cures, I'm going to pull the handle off. And when it finishes drying, it's going to be an exact mold on the inside of the slot of the handle. So there won't be any chance of the handle being wobbly or wonky or making any kind of rattling noises. So that's all part of it too. It has to look good and can't have no wonky rattling noises. So that's all part of it. Alright, so I got my epoxy mixed up. I'm going to go ahead and pour it into my handle here. I hope I have enough. I went ahead and taped up the back of the ricasso, trying to prevent any of the epoxy from pushing out onto the ricasso. I do have a little bit of clearance there where the handguard's going to go, so if any goes in there, just no big deal. And I have the tang full. I'm going to elevate this a little bit more. Like I said, this has got it's got the petroleum jelly on it, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to elevate it some more. Now we're going to go ahead and get this in there. Ugh. So we're getting a lot of squeeze out, which not a bad thing. All right. Ooh, that epoxy is warm. Let me get a towel real quick. So that is, get you up here. That is up there and it's sinking in. All right, so that's pushed down as far as it's going to go, or really all it needs to go. And that epoxy's doing its job because I can feel it heating up. And we're going to go ahead and let this set up. And right before it cures, we are going to be taking this handle off. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a couple minutes, and then we're going to be pulling this handle off. So hold on. All right, it's been a couple minutes. And I am pulling this thing off. Alright, so it's been 2 weeks since I've had the camera on, and in the last scene we were embedding the inside of the handle to the tang using epoxy, and yeah, they got a little messy. I actually pulled the handle off too soon and it was still really wet inside, but all in all it worked out. I got a nice tight fit on the tang, and if there are any remaining voids inside when I do the glue up on it, all that will be squeezed out, good to go. But I did want to show off the handle. Just because the camera wasn't on doesn't mean I wasn't doing anything. I did get the handle shaped, sanded, and I spent the last 2 weeks every day after work and a few days before I went to work. So just applying some of the wipe on. It's a wipe on polyurethane. So it probably has about 12 coats of wipe on polyurethane on top of getting sanded down to an 800 grit finish. About halfway through the coats, I did sand it with 800 grit smooth and then applied more. So I think I got a pretty nice finish after about 12 coats. I just wanted to show that off before we get to going any further. And the Aspen burl sent out by Bobby Shields actually turned out really nice. I think it's a very nice balance of how much of the epoxy is embedded into the wood in contrast with the how much wood is exposed. So I really like the way this thing turned out, and I really like the color. So I think I got a pretty nice deep finish after about 12 coats of poly, and it actually feels really nice in the hand. It's not real slippery. I don't know how it's going to be when it gets wet, but you know, this is going to be a decorative knife. It will function, and I want it to look nice at the same time. So on this build here, I'm going to go a little bit looks over function, just slightly. If there was an equation, probably you know, 70-30. You know, at least to the best of my abilities anyway. So the last step of this build, other than, you know, final fitment and any cleanup and touch up that I need to do, which I'll probably spend the last weekend doing, which will be the weekend going into Halloween, I guess. So I gotta get all my pictures submitted. Last thing that we have to do is get the pummel nut fit. And that's something else I did start on, but I just have a square piece of steel here. It's actually a piece of the same metal that I made the blade out of. And it's about 5/16 or 3/8 of an inch thick. And I've already drilled and tapped a hole. And I've already taken a pencil and kind of drawn the outline of the handle. I don't know if you can see it, but so next it's just on to doing some shaping on the belt grinder, and any kind of decoration I want to put into it. So I am going to drill this and peen it into the handle so it can't spin off, even though it's going to be epoxied on. It's going to be screwed and then peened with a piece of 1/8 inch round stock just to lock everything together. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this pummel. I'll probably just bring you in a couple times, just kind of show you progress on it. There's not a lot to see. It's gonna be me standing in front of the grinder, and probably all you're gonna see is my my elbows and shoulders in the way, so there's not much to video. But I'll take a couple quick shots just to show you progress, and then I'm gonna get some pictures of the handle with the camera up close and wrap this video up. This will probably be the last video of the build up until the point that it's completely done and we get some videos made. Get a video made of it, the complete finish, and get some pictures and all that sent over to Sam, so we can be in the running. So I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna get back to work, and like I said, see you here in a few seconds with some updates on this. But I really did just want to show off this handle. Bobby was kind enough to send this out to me. This is the second piece he sent me. Both pieces were fantastic. I really liked working with the burl. It's really easy to work with. It sands real nice. It sands real fast. But at the same time, you know, once you treat it, it's really hard. It's really durable. So it's really interesting material. Versus some of the other woods that I've worked with that they really don't like to sand too much. They'll actually burn because they get so hot. this material was really nice to work with, and at the same time it's still, you know, pretty durable. So yeah, 2 weeks of rubbing polyurethane on this thing and getting a nice deep finish on it. So I'm happy with the way it turned out. Again, thanks. Check out Bobby Shields. He does make these in his shop with his own wood that he stabilizes, and then he actually does all the mixing of the color and has vacuum chamber, the whole 9 yards. So really scientific process he's got going on over there. So if you want to reach out to him, I will leave a link to Dogbone Knives if you're interested in trying, you know, to maybe persuade him to sell you some of his handle stock. I'm sure it would help him out. But anyways, I'm going to shut up, get back to work, and yep, I'll see you here shortly. Alright, just a quick little update. I got the pommel. It's rough shaped. I think it's going to be a little bit smaller, and I filed in some notches on the edges in a triangle fashion using a triangle file. And now I'm just going to kind of round everything over and kind of see what I'm left with. I also drilled my hole for my second pin to pin the pommel to the handle. And I also took and I threaded this 16 penny nail. It fits right in the 10/32 hole, just nice. And I'm going to use this as a handle to kind of shape this on the belt sander. So I'm going to go ahead and get the shaping, and we'll get a rough shape, and then just kind of give you a general idea what the pommel's going to look like. Then we're going to end this video, so hold on. Alright, so here's the pommel. I have it shaped, and I have it Scotch-Brighted down to a fine grit finish, and now I'm just going to kind of do some hand sanding to make everything nice and round, get rid of any leftover facets that I couldn't get off with the belt sander. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. I just wanted to highlight the handle material that Bobby sent me, and I think it looks damn good on the knife. So I hope it pays off for me. Using that piece of handle material for a solid handle versus scales was pretty interesting, but everything worked out very nice. So remember to check out Bobby Shields at Dogbone Knives. He's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere pretty much. Also remember to check out Sam Towns. He's the one hosting this build off. I think November 1st is the deadline, and I think shortly thereafter he'll put a video together of everybody that entered the contest, so you'll get to see everybody's knives that got done before the deadline. So remember to go to Sam Towns Knives and check him out, and wait for the grand finale. And he will be the final ultimate judge, and they're also going to have a viewer's choice, I believe. So you can get over there and vote for the Bowie knife that you like. So yeah, check Sam Towns out on the YouTube, and the easiest way to find it is hashtag Towns Bowie Buildoff. So it's no spaces. Hashtag Towns TOWNS Bowie Buildoff. So there'll be links to all that down below, and you should be able to find it. So also remember to like, share, subscribe. Check me out on YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, and also Etsy. So yeah, you type in Metal Man Productions on all 4 of those platforms, and you should be able to find me. So alright, next stop, final finish, fitment, and finale. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you on the next one.